I'd like to know the taste of honey in my life. Well, I've shared so many pains, and I played so many games. Oh, but everyone found the right way. Somehow, somewhere, someday. Whoa, ooh, at night, if I fall away from here, where my mind is fresh and clear. And I got the love that I long to see. People can be what they wanna be. Whoa, I wish the world were truly happy, living as one. I wish the world they call freedom someday would come, someday would come. Whoa, I like the fly far away from here, where my mind is fresh and clear, and I find the love that I long to see. Everybody can be what they wanna be.
Salute, family. We're going to get started in just a second. Salute, Universal Trooper in the house. Chef LDBC. God bless the mighty LDBC in the house. We're going to start in just a second. Just a second. You all just relax and listen to the tune of the old school while I get this thing ready. Family, I promised you we were going to do a vegan dish for the people. So we're going to be doing an oyster mushroom dish this morning or this afternoon for some. I'm not asking for any donations. The only thing I ask is that you like, subscribe, and share. We're going to get started in just a second. In just a second. I got my oyster mushrooms right here. Give me a few minutes. Got to make sure we got everything so it's plain to you once I get started. We got oyster mushrooms. We got, this is cassava flower or the yucca root plant. We got some scallions left over. We got some onions. We got some bell peppers. We got olive oil. All right. Let's see. Make sure we got some lime juice. We got beet juice, cranberry juice. All right. We're gonna get started in just a second. Let me see who else in the house. No, so I used to be just vegan, not just a vegan anymore, but a lot of people have been coming on my channel asking about the vegan dishes and how or what I ate when I was a vegan. A lot of people hit me up with the GI tract issues, asking the same question. So I'm gonna address all that in just a second. But we're gonna make a dish that's tasty. And for those who might want to go vegan, this is one of those dishes you can make to satisfy that taste that you might have to want to eat some meat. Pause. We're gonna start in just a second, family. Gotta make sure it's all right for me to. We got some more family in the house. More family in the house. Eggplant, zucchini. That's some good stuff right there. Eggplant and zucchini. That's some good stuff. There's actually an eggplant fish dish that I like. It's an eggplant fish substitute, I should say. All right, family, give me 2 minutes. We're going to get started. 2 minutes. We're trying to give the family time to come on in. Family, I'm not asking for any money. No super chats. All I need is your like, your share, or subscribe. We're going to try to get to 300 followers in the family this month. We're going to try to get to 1,000 before the end of this year so we can really get this thing popping. I'm using olive oil. Remember that. This is going to be important for later. All right? That's going to be important for later. Family, I am hungry, so we're going to get started. But before we get started, what do I always talk about? We're not just talking about it. I'm going to show you how we living it. All right, let me turn that down a little bit. Family, press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Let me know if the music's too loud. What we doing? We got this nasty beet juice again, the organic kind. This is not cold pressed. That's how we start our day off. That's how I get my nitric oxide. I get my iron in my blood. Okay? I'm showing you. If somebody say, well, Coach, why you drinking that if you don't like it? Well, I want the family to know that on this healthy journey, you're not going to like everything you got to take. All right? That's like anything in life. You want the results, you're not going to always like what you're eating or what you're drinking. Now, what we cook, you are going to enjoy. Okay? All right? For those of you who are trying to be healthy on a budget, you can't afford the, you maybe can't afford the alkaline water. Easy trick, watch this. I'm gonna open up this simple acidic purified water. We balling on a budget, right? All you gotta do is take some lime juice, put a little bit of this lime juice in your water, and now you got alkaline water. All right. You can get a pack of this water for $4 and make each bottle alkaline instead of buying a $12, $15 bottle of alkaline water. Okay. Now, that's what I needed to do. Okay, so family, last week we were doing red snapper, and there was a civil war that broke out in the chat. And the argument was about people who eat meat, people who eat red meat, etc. and people who don't. Okay? Everyone who is a vegan isn't always vegan by choice. Some people have to go vegan because they have GI tract issues. Some people have to go vegan because they might have some type of digestive sickness where they no longer can eat meat. Okay? Some people whose blood types are O positive, O negative, you have more digestive enzymes in your body and can handle meat better. But let's not get it twisted. More people have colon cancer today than any time in history. More people, especially men, are getting prostate cancer at record numbers. And part of that is because of that balance that we like to talk about, right? So if you're eating meat every day, okay, you have to think about your microbiome. Your microbiome. And I want to make things as plain as I can. For those of you who are wondering what your microbiome is, in your gut, where your immunity system starts, in your gut, you have good bacteria and bad bacteria. And as we go on this journey and we do all of these videos, as a family, I want us to start thinking not so much about weight, start thinking about your body in a molecular structure, okay? Your body is made up of billions of atoms. The way we get cancer is one of those cells gets attacked by free radicals in our body, all right? Free radicals can come from multiple areas, but for the most part, the things that are causing us cancer is the things that we eat, okay? So today, we're gonna do a vegan dish, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not going to tell you that, well, this tastes like chicken and this tastes like beef if it doesn't. I'm gonna give you real recipes doing the real thing, okay? So I went to the farmer's market this morning for the family, and I got us, let me bring this up close. I got us some oyster mushrooms, okay? These are oyster mushrooms. Now, the oyster mushrooms, if you can look closely, they have a meaty texture. They're nothing like portobello. They're completely different, okay? I want everyone to take a look at the texture of these mushrooms, all right? They have kind of a fishy smell to them, and they are great for if you want your dish to taste like a seafood dish. So for those of you who love crab cakes or salmon croquettes, okay, we're gonna make something today called alkaline patties, all right? I call them alkaline patties. And the first thing we wanna do with this oyster mushroom is we need to clean it, okay? So we're gonna dump these.
Alkaline patties recipe for you. Filling, 2 cups.
That's that phone listening to me. All right. So we're gonna take this oyster mushroom. We're gonna dump it in the bowl. Boom. All right. We're gonna get down to it because Coach is hungry. I'm not even playing. I'm hungry. Okay. I'm gonna take some of my alkaline water and I'm gonna pour it. I'm gonna pour it all on the oyster mushrooms and get them good and clean. Okay. Get them nice and clean. All right, so the first thing you want to do with your oyster mushroom, all right, and you might be saying, well, why mushrooms? Or I don't like mushrooms. Hold on, family, spilled some of this beet juice. The reason why we use mushrooms is because if you know what you're doing, your mushrooms can make a great meat substitute for those of you who need it. A great meat substitute for those of you that need it, okay? Let me get this out this pan real quick. Wake up, wake up. Like, subscribe, share. Let's get the family in here. Got to get the people in here. Okay? Now, I'll deal with that later. All right? Now, why those oyster mushrooms sit in that bowl? All right? Let's talk about the ingredients, what we're using, and why we're using them before we get to cooking. Okay? So check me out, family. For those of you with GI tract problems, for those of you who have irritable bowel syndrome, you're dealing with constipation, all that stuff, you have to start cooking where it helps whatever element you have going on. So this right here is called yucca flour, okay, or cassava starch. Many of you pass this plant in your produce area when you go into the grocery store. All right. This is not going to turn into sugar. This right, cassava starch is a plant. All right. It actually will help your GI tract instead of hurt it. So for those who feel like, man, I can't eat fried foods anymore, which you shouldn't be eating a lot of it anyway, but I'm going to help the family out today. All right. So we got the cassava starch. We have onions. We have bell pepper. We have we have our scallions, and we have our olive oil. I want to make a good point on this. Many of you, when you go to the doctor, okay, you're having inflammation in your digestive system. You're having inflammation in your joints. A lot of you, I heard you on the General's channel about 2 weeks ago, and everybody was talking about the arthritis they got, all this stuff in their joints. Many of you have that stuff in your joints because you are putting, where I put it at? This is very important. This point I'm about to make. If you don't learn nothing else, if you don't learn anything else from this live, I need you all to pay attention to this. What is the difference between this cooking oil and this cooking oil? Between your olive oil and your vegetable oil, your Crisco oils. All right, what's the big difference? The difference is one is so processed because it's seeded, it causes a multiple of issues, but the main thing is it causes inflammation in your body. All right, it causes a lot of inflammation in your body. So olive oil and oil of oregano actually soothes your heart. It gives you good fatty acids that you need. All right, so this is what we're going to be frying in instead of this bad boy here. All right, so first up, you're going to do is we're going to cut up our oyster mushrooms. Now, before we get to cutting and playing music again, I need to make some solid points to you so you all know what you're doing. Because when you all go buy this, I don't want you to make the mistake and cut these wrong, try to cook them, and then you say, man, Coach lied to me. This is disgusting. There's a certain way you have to cut them. There's a certain way you have to cut them to cook them, okay? So let me show you. All right, let me grab my knife. Now, check this out. You see this bad boy? All right. This right here, when you hold the oyster mushroom, okay, all of this right here at the bottom, you all see that? Salute Joseph Townsend in the house. All of this at the bottom, you want to cut off, okay? They're called trumpet mushrooms. And the reason why is, let me use another one for an example. This is a perfect part right here. You see that right there? They're called trumpet mushrooms because when they're grown, when they're fully grown, they look like a trumpet or a tuba, really. But this is why they call it trumpet. Now, y'all see this part right here? This is the part you want to cut off, okay? You don't want to really cook this, okay? The seasoning, the meaty flesh part is all right here. This right here. Let me get as close as I can. If you all look closely, it actually looks like the flesh of a fish, okay? So I'm not lying to you when I tell you that this is great for a vegan seafood substitute. All right. So I'm gonna cut into that bad boy like that. See? Now, this that's left. Now, this is a secret, y'all, what I'm about to show you. Now, y'all see this part right here? You can actually cut this up again. You can save these for later, for another dish. You can cut these up, and you can make these into vegan scallions, okay? You can cut these up. Let me show you. This wasn't even part of the plan, but I'm gonna show you all something real quick. Okay, show y'all how to do this thing right. Okay, because we don't waste no food. Now, if I season these the way they're supposed to be seasoned, if I season these like scallions, fried them up and gave them to you, you would know the difference. Okay, but you have to know what you're doing when you're making these vegan dishes, family. Okay, please like, subscribe, and share. All right. So I'm actually going to save those for later. I was going to throw them away. All right. So we're going to the next one. We want the trumpet part. That's all we want. We want the trumpet part of the mushrooms, the trumpet part. This right here can be a scallion, vegan scallion for later. We want the trumpet part. All right. See those trumpets? That's what we want. We want the trumpet part. We'll cut those bad boys off. Boom. Trumpets. We want a bunch of trumpets. Boom. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Y'all see that? See, this part right here is spongy. Y'all see that? This right here is spongy and it's hard. Throw this bad boy back into the bowl. This is what you want right here. You want the trumpets, okay? Ah, shoot. Let me move this beet juice out the way. You want the trumpets, and we're gonna cut that up. Now, this is real simple. Once you get this good, okay, all we have to do is cut our mushrooms, our peppers, onions, all right? And while we cut, we gonna talk. While we cut, we gonna talk, okay? Let me put this up because we're gonna need this bowl in a second to make our mix. We're gonna need the bowl in a second to make the mix. Be patient with me. Now, while I cut, family, something on my mind. This week has been, I tell you, it's been a crazy week for the sport of boxing. With all of this crap that's going on with Gervonta Davis and his fans, his diehards. And this is what I realized after yesterday. When I heard a young man disrespect the legacy of Muhammad Ali, I said, you know what? I realized that there is a disconnect that is so deep between generations. The lack of respect, it's crazy. When old heads used to talk in the barbershop when we were kids, man, even when we were young men, we would shut up. We would shut our mouths and listen to the knowledge that they're spitting. But I had one young man disrespect Ali. I had another young man tell me that he's only been watching boxing for 4 years. And it's gut-wrenching because I will say something so profound to them to give them history on where we come from, and they'll say something stupid. And this is why the world looks at boxing fans like we're idiots. Because the ones out in the front They disrespect the people who have made this sport great. And they don't even realize that they're falling into the trap. So I just started realizing, you know what? Life is going to have to show some of these youngins what's up. And it's not just in boxing. I'm starting to see it everywhere. You can't, some of these young folks, man, you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. They're so ready to respond instead of soaking up knowledge and understanding. So you can't tell them shit. So I said after tomorrow, it's gonna be my last time addressing this Tank situation. You know, that's something that's on my mind, and I just really wanted to share with the family because it really disturbed me to hear what I was hearing. Deeply disturbed me. But all right, family, here's a note to you. When you are cooking your mushrooms, moisture is going to start to come out of them, okay? If you don't listen to what I'm saying and you go out and get these mushrooms and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to mess up, all right? I'm giving you years of knowledge cooking these, okay? All right, we're going to turn our pan on. And get our grapeseed oil, our olive oil popping. Let's put a little old school back on while we cook. Now that you know what the ingredients are and what we're doing. All right, we got our olive oil. We're gonna pour a little bit in the thing. You know what I'm talking about? Let me see what done came in. Oh man, Freedom's March in the house. Salute. Joseph Townsend, salute. Now, we're gonna pour a little bit of this olive oil in there. For those of you, let me see if y'all been listening. Why are we using the olive oil over the vegetable oil? Somebody give me the answer. Let me see if y'all been listening. Why are we using the olive oil over the vegetable oil or the Crisco oil? Why this over this? Somebody talk to me. Tell me why. Tell me why. Shell Nail DBC in the house. Hey, Freedom's March, man. I'm glad you wasn't on the call yesterday with Champside, cause man, listen. You had a young man compare Tank Davis moves to Ali, Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather's moves. Disgusting. We don't need a whole bunch, but we're gonna get that thing cracking. Get this olive oil cracking. Let's grab some seasoning while we at it. Let's grab some seasoning. Let's see what we got. See if I got some garlic and onion powder. Then we got some hot sauce. Oh yeah, we got some paprika. We got some seasoned salt. We got some coconut aminos, black pepper, garlic. Amen, amen. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Look, I got all this stuff in my hand. I'm gonna need an assistant next time. An assistant to help a brother out. Look, seasoning. Look what we got. Oh man, shout out to the messenger 215 in the house. Ain't seen my comrade in a minute. We got smoked paprika. We got garlic. We got onion powder. For those of you who need to bring them A1C levels down, get you some Himalayan salt or sea salt, but I'm using regular seasoned salt. We have coconut aminos, and we have black pepper. Now let me show you something. If you have the coconut aminos, okay, check this out. If you have coconut aminos, you don't have to use seasoned salt. All right, that's too much salt. So for those of you that's coming in, we're making a vegan dish from oyster mushrooms. These are our oyster mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms chopped up. Okay, we got the oil how we want it. All right, what you want to do is you want to cook the mushrooms down. You want to get all that moisture out of them. All right, this is your meat right here. Okay, cook them down, cook them down. Okay, turn that heat down just a bit. I went and got the griddle so I could show you all on the live what we doing. So we got the smoked paprika, we got the black pepper, we got the onion powder, we got the onion powder. Remember, hey, salt, onion powder, and garlic. You can't go wrong. But I will tell you, on your oyster mushroom, as far as the oyster mushroom is concerned, something about that onion powder just brings out the taste of it. Okay? Now I know what I said. I know what I said what you ain't gotta do. But I'm feeling greedy. Alright, I'm feeling greedy. We're gonna cook them bad boys down. Don't be stingy with the heat, okay? Now, while the oyster mushrooms are cooking, we gotta fix the batter. Alright? For those of you that just coming in, for those of you that have GI tract problems, salute our brother Drew Titan in the house. Salute Kyle in the house. This is called yuca starch. Alright? For all of you who have problems with inflammation in your gut, you don't know what's going on, you having problems in your joints and all of that, stop eating flour. Okay? But Coach ain't trying to take all your fried food away from you. All I want you to do is use something that's healthier. This is a yucca plant. Okay? Most of you from the Caribbean, from South America, other parts of the world, you call it cassava, okay? Cassava. Let me see if there's a picture on it. When you go into the store, they're usually by the potatoes. But you can actually, one of these lives, I will show you all how to make this yourself from scratch, but I didn't have time to do all that today. I got a date later. And Coach can't be playing around. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Because after a long week of defending my love for the sport, I need peace to bring me back down. All right. Now, let's get the blender. Okay, we got our handy dandy blender. Now I don't know how I'm gonna do this, fam. I'm trying to do it where y'all can see everything. All right, put that bad boy there. All right. I know y'all like, man, what Coach over there doing? What Coach over? Y'all about to see. All right, we got our blender. Let's do our PCCs and PCI. Pre-combat check and pre-combat inspection. Everything is good. All right, they ready to go. Now, inside of our vegan croquettes or our vegan alkaline patties, we want some color, okay? We want color in there, okay? Remember, this is meatless. This is meatless, okay? Let me see if I can show you all with the meat. Oh, y'all see it? Yeah, y'all see that? That is meatless. These are oyster mushrooms. Now we have our peppers. We're gonna take the yellow pepper, red pepper, green pepper. All right. I was about to get lazy on y'all. Family, make sure you cut those seeds out. Cut the seeds out your bell pepper. See, that would have messed us all up because that would have been all in the batter. Okay? That would have been all in the batter. See that there? How you do that there? Mississippi, Alabama, we don't care. All right, here you go. How you do that there? Huh? How you do that there? Look, y'all, we got the sticker still on the stuff. All right, now we're ready to cook. Let's cut it up just a little bit more so we don't tear our blender up, okay? These good, tasty dishes, they make all over the world, but we have been programmed that, you know, we gotta have meat, and that couldn't be further from the truth. All right, now for those of you that have your scallion or your green onion, we're gonna cut the bottom of the onion off like that. Woo. Woo. Okay. Some of y'all like, well, Coach, why are you using all that? Just trust the process. Trust me. Now, the way you know your oyster mushrooms are almost done, when you first started, they had like a little height to them. When you put them on your pan, they're gonna flatten out all the way, almost like red meat. When you make it a Philly cheesesteak, right? Oh, I wish y'all could smell that. It smells so good. It smells so good. Okay? Now, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna turn this off. Okay? We're gonna turn it off, and we're gonna put our meat substitute in a bowl, right? I need a bowl, y'all. Hold on right quick, family. Let me get us a bowl. I will not lie to my people. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. All right, now we cook the oyster mushroom down. We're gonna take this oyster mushroom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad I can get this off because I can bring it up to the camera and show you all what this look like. Okay? Now, family, y'all see that there? That's your substitute meat right there. Okay? I wish you all could smell it. If you all walked into my house right now, you would not be able to tell the difference between me cooking chicken, steak, or mushrooms right now. Even if you came in and looked at it, you say, what kind of meat is that you chopped up in the bowl? All right, now let's chop up our vegetables. I'm looking dead at the top, y'all. That's how you know I'm hungry. All right, now. Hold on, family, because this thing ain't chopping the way I need it to. What's wrong with you, man? Chop. Hold on. Yeah. All right, let me sit down for a second. Y'all see these peppers not acting right. Almost got them chopped up, y'all. Just having some technical difficulties. Okay, now that we got our peppers chopped up, okay, it's time for the easiest part, family. All you gotta do now is mix it all together. All right. Mix it all together, okay? We got a big bowl, all right? Patrice X in the house. Okay? Patrice X in the house. Okay, when you're mixing your vegetables and blending them, you want to make sure that you don't liquefy them. You just want them chopped.
Law Tigers, they make sure you get.
Okay, you just want them chopped. We're gonna be able to do all of this on the griddle, I believe so. Oh man, I'm about to tear these up. All right, let's see what Patrice X said. Let's see who we got. On the road listening, salute, my brother. All right, here we go. Check that out. One of the biggest reasons why a lot of the other nations don't deal with the sickness elements that we do is because they use the actual spice. They use the actual vegetable. They use the actual pepper, the actual plant. All right, y'all see that? That's what we want. Okay? Now don't be scared. Your oyster mushrooms might still be a little warm, but watch this. Boom. Put them in there with them vegetables. Put them in there. Don't be shy. Put them in there. Alright? Now depending on how big your patties are, that depends on how hot you want your oil. Okay? Alright, this is not meat. This is all vegan, okay? Can y'all see? This is our mix. This is the most important part, family. Listen, family. If you mess this up, the dish is done. You got to get your mix right, okay? All right, we're done with the blender. We can move it out the way. All right, we're gonna move the blender out the way. Okay, move all our vegetables out the way. I got him. Let's see. Yeah, keep that. Okay, move those out the way. Now, it's time for our yucca. Time for the yucca plant. Okay. You want your mix to be dry. So when you're mixing your vegetables, you're mixing your mushrooms, you gotta remember, vegetables, mushrooms can get very liquidy in the process. So you're gonna keep mixing your starch until all of that moisture is all up. It should become thick. Come thick, and it will. Get your ass out of here. Okay? Because what you don't want to do is start frying it, and then it doesn't go right. Because this right here is the last step. All right, last step. And then we're gonna throw this bad boy on the griddle because Coach ready to eat. I'm hungry. Okay? You can make alkaline patties, alkaline croquettes. You can make vegan burgers out of this. Those of you that don't really like the bean burger thing, ain't no beans in this. All right? Ain't no beans in this. All right. I'm gonna do one more little dash. Now, you gotta remember, you just use all of this yucca plant, which tastes very good, especially while we're on the yucca plant, because we're talking about our people who have GI tract problems, our people who are vegan, who still want to have something tasty. The yucca plant is low on the glycemic index, and in my opinion, tastes better than your regular potatoes. So if you want to make some fries with the yucca plant, they're delicious. If anyone is near a Bahama Breeze restaurant, they sell the yucca fries. They're good. All right, now, once your batter becomes thick, like this, it's ready to start being fried, okay? But we got to do one thing before we throw that bad boy on the grill. We got to season it one more time, because we just used all that cassava, and the cassava needs to get seasoned. All right, so we're gonna do this one more time. A little black pepper. Don't need a bunch because we already got peppers in it. We got some smoked paprika. And my favorite is this onion powder. Onion powder. And garlic. 1 second, fam. Patrice X said, "We love the music, but we careful YouTube will copyright strike your videos. Only take 3, I believe, for your channel deactivation." Oh, okay. Appreciate the tip, Patrice. All right, fam. We're gonna put the griddle back on. Okay. It's time for us to get into it. All right. Let me get one more thing. We're gonna use a little shaper, and then you all gonna see the end result in about 5 minutes. Let's grab me a little something to help me out. All right, fam, here we go. We'll take a little scooper like so. What I'm gonna do is make it into a little pasty little ball like so. Now, for those of you that don't want to get your hands dirty, all you gotta do is throw a little batter, a little flour on your hands, and they'll keep it from sticking. Matter of fact, let me show y'all, because y'all be like, "What you mean, coach?" Alright. Y'all see how that was sticking to my hands real bad? All you gotta do is take a little bit of this, dump it on your hands, y'all. Just like that. Alright, you can pick it up. Woo. Woo. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. All right, all we gotta do is let them fry. Family, give me a few minutes, and then you will see the end result. Clean my hands off. You can have these with some fries. You can have them with some rice. You can put some hot sauce on them and eat them by themselves. The choice is yours. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, man. Can y'all see that, family? All right, we're going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Let it do its thing. I hope you all can see that beautiful color. Give me a few minutes, family. They're almost done already because I got them on high. I got them on high. Yeah. I might have to buy some instrumentals because, shoot, we got to have our music while we cooking. YouTube trying to mess up my vibe. Mess up my vibe. If you don't know where to find oyster mushrooms, most Asian markets have them. Asian farmers markets, international farmers markets. Go to your nearest farmers market, they'll have some. No seeded oils, no meat. I'm still eating that one, y'all. I'm still eating it. Alright. So I got one done. I'm gonna bring it up so the family can see it up close. Alright. Here we go.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over.
Turn this heat off. Now I'm gonna let that one cook a little longer. With this one, I tell you what, I'm gonna let them cook a little longer. But I'm gonna show you when I know it's definitely done. Okay. Now. Salute Queen Tay Tay. So check this out, family. Y'all see that there? Y'all see that? This right here, it comes out, it looks almost like a salmon croquette. Okay? But there's no meat in this. It was made with no heavy seeded oils. It was fried with olive oil. Alright? Olive oil. Alright? The ingredients, we put oyster mushroom, peppers, spices, vegetables, plants. We didn't put any meat in this, no heavy metals in it, none of that, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab a dash of hot sauce and tell y'all how it came out while the oven's still cooked. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. Right? All right, we got a little bit of hot sauce. Queen Tay Tay says she hungry right now. All right, here we go. Let's see how it came out. It's not hot anymore. Y'all don't understand. Y'all see that right there? Y'all don't understand. If you're trying to go vegan, I'm telling you, salute Shaquilla Fields in the house. If you're trying to go vegan, this dish that we made together, Oh my Lord. God damn. Look, fam. Coach don't ask for nothing. I just ask for you to like, subscribe, and share. Listen, if you've never used this before, okay? Thanks, Queen Shaquila. Cassava. Use some cassava instead of that bleached flour that you're using. And watch how it benefits your health. Okay? For those of you that are saying, well, I don't know what cassava is, in most of your grocery stores, it's called arrowroot. All right? It's called arrowroot or yucca root. All right? It's a rooted vegetable. Hey, fam, it don't get no better than that. The yucca, the yucca starch does something to it. It's hard for me to describe. And the great thing about it, boy, you a bad man. The great thing about it is when I get full off of this, I'm not gonna feel sleepy. I'm just gonna be full. And that's what you want. So even though I'm not a vegan anymore, I don't eat meat every day, number one. Number two, at least once a week, I fast for 24 hours where I eat no solid food. So I have a good balance of things, okay? But family, I got a date that I should be getting ready for, all right? About to go see a beautiful sister. I hope you all enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend, okay? Don't make no damn sense. Peace to the family, peace to my comrades, and it's always smoke to the COINTELPRO boxing fans. Would I be able to find it in the health store? Find what, Queen Tay? Oyster mushrooms or the yucca root? I think you're talking about the yucca plant. You talking about this? Where you gonna find this at? Health food store won't have this. You need to go to an international or an Asian farmer market and get you some of this. They have this and the mushrooms. All right? Any farmer's market will have it, or any Asian farmer's market, or even a small international store, like your Caribbean stores here. Some of your Mexican stores, they'll have it. But family, I gotta go. Love y'all. See you next time. Please share.